Hey rollers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma and I've been making some serious headway on my novel, so I wanted to give you guys an update. If you guys have been around for a little bit, you probably know that I attempted NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, this past November. I can't even remember if I did a final wrap-up update at the end of it. I did not complete NaNoWriMo. Life got in the way right around Thanksgiving and I got distracted and I hit this point where I was like, I'm not gonna hit 50,000 words, and I basically gave up. I took about a month or two away from it and I went back to it. I outlined what I did in November. My first draft is very much a brain dump. Like, I write kind of what I'm feeling. I don't care if I'm repeating myself, and I don't care if I hit that 50,000 word mark. This is the first draft. It is the manuscript. I got it printed at Staples and bounded. It's double spaced, but it comes out to, how many pages? 96 pages, 96 and a half, or 95 and a half, I should say. And it's 1.5 spaced, and I believe it came out to like 36, somewhere around 3,600 words. So obviously, not that I would ever submit this to an agent to try to get it published. This is not anywhere near the correct word count for a novel, but I finished it. Like, this is where I wanted the novel to end. Like, I didn't go, okay, I'm done, let's start over again. And I gave myself about a month and a half away from it. I finished it in early April. I gave myself a March 31st deadline. Just couldn't get out those last, I think like it was like the last 1,500 words. So I finished it the first weekend in April. Now I'm editing it. I started editing it at the beginning of May. It is now mid-July and I'm about halfway through. I actually wanted to quickly just explain my edit system because I like what I do. I don't know if anyone else is, but this pink tab is the page that I am currently working on with what I'm calling my handwritten edits. So I sit and I reread the scene, and then I go through and I make like marks. Like, I kind of mark it up. I don't really want you guys to be able to see stuff, but I like mark it up, and everywhere you kind of see that highlighter is actually corresponds with a number, and then I have been handwriting what I want it to actually say in here. So these all have the numbers so that when I type them up, I can look over at them. I found it a lot easier than trying to edit on the actual Word document. And I'm actually going in and I'm retyping the whole thing. So I'm not taking my first draft and copying and pasting it into another document. Instead, I am like retyping the whole thing. Because this was kind of a brain dump and I guess I never used spell check on it, there are words that are like dumbly misspelled. Like, I was just typing really quickly and like letters are just rearranged, and I just never went through and spell checked it. So like that one, I have to rewrite those words anyway. Like, I'd have to spell check those words anyways. But I'm also doing it because this draft I didn't want anyone else to read, but what I'm calling my second draft, I think some people might call this a 0 draft. I'm still calling it draft 1. But my second draft, I'm actually going to send out to beta readers. So my plan with beta readers is to send them 15 to 20 page sections at a time and have them respond. So I actually have I've actually typed out the first 15 to 20 page section. It came out to 16 pages. So that's kind of ready to go. I'll explain why it's really not ready to go and I'm not ready to send it to someone in a second. But I'm doing that. I have done some research on beta readers, and some people tell you that you should ask your beta readers what they prefer, like if they prefer chapters or the whole novel. I would prefer to give them, so this book isn't really broken into chapters. It's broken into, like, it changes point of views, but it's not like a whole new chapter. Like, when I picture this book published, I picture it kind of closer to the way, like, if you've ever read like If I Stay by Gail Forman, where it kind of just has timestamps. That's kind of how I picture this being published. If it ever is published, I would love for it to be published. So it's just however much can fit into 15 to 20 pages. And I did that because, one, I think it's easier for them, but it will also be easier for me to like field the emails when they return back, to be able to like break those into like maybe have like an Excel sheet and be like, okay, these were the main comments in like this 15 to 20 page, and then also have like a running list of things that are constantly brought up from each section. So kind of be able to break it down a little bit on my notes for when I go into draft 3. The reason though, I did mention to you guys that I'm not ready for beta readers to even read that 15 to 20 page section. That's for 2 reasons. 1, I haven't started to look for beta readers yet, but 2, I've realized that my timeline is extremely messed up. So this book is told in both present, I'm like clutching it, like I'm so proud of it. But it's told in 2 timelines. It's told in present time and flashbacks. And for some reason when I was doing like my very loose outline, I never put in like timestamps. So these characters will like say that the last time they saw each other was 4 years ago, and then 10 pages later will be like, it was 6 years ago. So my timeline is very messed up. But what I've been doing is, as I've been retyping it, anytime I mention a time period, I've just been highlighting it. And when it comes to actually, when I finish typing up the whole draft, I'm just going to go through and find all the highlights and write down the event on like an index card, and then put them into chronological order, and then be able to like fix it in the manuscript before I send it out to beta readers. So right now I'm still in the rewrite, but I do have a plan on how I'm going to fix my timeline. I did give myself a deadline for draft 2 as well though. I want to be done with the handwritten edits of draft 1, which is what I'm doing in my notebook, and I'd really like to have it all typed up and like the timeline fixed by September 15th, which gives me just about 2 months of work time to do it. And then the reason I wanted to give myself a deadline was I wanted to be able to start sending it out to beta readers and have it done when I'm ready to work on it again. Because once again, I will be doing NaNoWriMo. This isn't like my official announcement video or anything, but I wanted to give myself a September 15th deadline so I could take a week or 2 off and then really get into the prep stages for what I want to write in November. I do know what I want to write in November, but I've decided that I want to take some of the lessons that I've learned from writing this one and bring it into my next novel. I really enjoyed the snowflake method, which is what I used to outline this, but I half-assed it, so to speak. So when I go into this one, I'm actually going to do like the snowflake method with all of the steps going into this novel, and then I'm gonna have it all printed out, and I'm gonna have a binder so I can kind of go back and forth and like make my tweaks and all of that. I think it's gonna help, one, with timelines, because just like this novel, it's gonna have that like present and like flashback to alternating timelines kind of thing. So I definitely want to make sure my timeline makes a lot more sense, because I feel very overwhelmed by the timeline mistake in this novel. But I'm also wanting it to just be a little bit more organized, and I think that having a full outline, because I also didn't outline the whole book. It was like, it got to like October 28th and I was like, oh well, NaNoWriMo starts in 2 days and I'm going on a cruise, so I didn't have time to write the full outline the way I wanted to. And I think that's why at the end, like midway through the month, when I got halfway through and I was like, I don't really know what's going on with this outline anymore, I gave up. So I'm hoping that even if I don't write a whole 50,000 word manuscript this November, I will not give up halfway through because I'm confused by my outline. So that's why I really want to try the complete snowflake method. If the snowflake method doesn't work this year, I will try something new in the next year for NaNoWriMo, but I definitely just want to try it again, and I want to give it like full effort instead of a half-assed job. The other thing, so my plan is that I'll write my novel for NaNoWriMo, and then I'm hoping by the time, like, I'll probably take a break during the holiday season, because I definitely don't think I've ever really gotten writing done from between like Thanksgiving and Christmas, because it's just crazy. So I'm hoping that by the time the new year starts, even if I don't have all the sections back from my beta readers, it can be like a good start to start working on my 3rd draft. So that's also why I gave myself that September 15th deadline, because I think I will be ready to start writing draft 3 in the new year. And then I also, once again, I've loved having the printed out, bounded from Staples copy of the draft. So I'm going to make a master copy of the second draft that's broken into sections that, again, I will print out and get bounded. I'm not going to print out all the little sections. I'm just going to have one master file for myself. You guys can't tell, the project name is The Elevator. I don't like it for a title. I don't think it's going to be the title. I have a couple of titles that I'm trying to cover right here that are ideas, but I'm still not 100% sure what I want this to be called. But I think that is all I really wanted to update you guys on with this writing. I actually this weekend am doing a weekend vlog that I'm hoping will be more writing based once I actually finish all this other stuff, because I'm actually filming a few more videos this weekend. So once I finish all of this, I'm kind of hoping that my vlog will turn a little bit more writing based. But yeah, I also am participating in Camp NaNoWriMo for the first time. I had no idea what Camp NaNoWriMo was until I was watching it on BookTube, and I realized that it's like NaNoWriMo, but you're not writing a full novel. You can kind of do whatever you want. So I actually went through, because you can track your words, minutes, hours, something else. I forget what the other thing is. But I decided to track minutes. I learned what Camp NaNoWriMo was earlier this week. So I'm filming this on Saturday the 14th, I believe. And I think I found out what it is on like Monday or Tuesday. So I'm a little late to the game, about a week late. But I made it my goal that I would write for 600 minutes, or I would work on my novel for 600 minutes, whether that means I'm rereading a scene, I'm doing handwritten edits, or I'm typing it up on my computer. So I gave myself the goal of 600 minutes for Camp NaNoWriMo, which is also really exciting. But yeah, and I've also been trying to be involved in my cabin. Again, because I'm late to the game, I'm kind of confused as to what's happening, but that's okay. But yeah, if you are currently working on a writing project, tell me how it's going in the comments. If you have an AuthorTube channel, let me know. My channel has never had a niche. I don't think it's all of a sudden going to go to AuthorTube full time, but I'm definitely going to bring some AuthorTube into it. If you guys have been watching, I've done BookTube, I've done Disney, YouTube. Like, I like to have all these different things that I'm passionate about. But if you have an AuthorTube channel or a BookTube channel or anything, let me know. I can always check out your stuff as well. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to keep up to date with me on a more up-to-date basis, you can follow my Instagram, my Snapchat, or my Twitter, which all have the same username, which is @Judy_Judy94. And my Twitter actually does have a running thread of all of my thoughts as I'm rewriting this. Or as I was writing it, it's actually started in NaNoWriMo, which is kind of cool. And yeah, as always, I can't promise when the next video will come up, but there will always be another video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, Worlders.